Question for you. If you were given $500 a month for 18 months, would that drastically change your life? We will eventually get an answer on that from 1,500 Texans. About that many people who are living well below the poverty line in 10 of the poorest zip codes in Harris County will be randomly chosen for a guaranteed income program just created by Harris County leaders, including Commissioner Rodney Ellis, who explains the pilot program called Uplift Harris.
Commissioner Ellis, thank you so much for being with us to talk about this. How will that $500, I mean, nobody's going to get rich off of $500 a month for 18 months. How do you see this helping people?
I think it'll help a lot. I think it's important to note that in Harris County, which is Houston, we're all on the front lines of terrible repercussions of Texas's race to the bottom. Our state is the 9th largest economy in the world, but nearly 15% of people who live in Texas live below the poverty level. In this county, in Harris County, 18% have an annual income of less than $25,000 a year. We're joining a lot of places around the country: Los Angeles County, Cook County, 45 cities, and smaller counties in a national effort to realize King's dream, to give us that true vision of a guaranteed income to advance economic freedom and prosperity. We'll put no restrictions on what people can do with this money.
Commissioner Ellis, what do you say to people who say maybe you should have strings attached? Maybe you should tell people exactly what this money can and can't be used for, that would be more effective. What do you say to that?
I would say that the evidence shows that that does not work as effectively. In the programs that have been launched and have been studied, it has increased employment after the money runs out. It has improved housing and housing security. It's given these people better physical and mental health to let them determine what they do with their lives.
Commissioner, how do you all keep track of outcomes here, and how important is it to keep track of those outcomes so that at the end of this, you can say, here's what this resulted in? And, this is a pilot program. Is there a chance it continues beyond this 18 months or maybe even expands?
We'll make a decision on whether or not to try and continue it after the pilot program. We're going to bring in an independent third-party entity to evaluate Uplift Harris and see how it goes and what recommendations they would make. So we're using a very data-driven approach to see what works. We are coming a little late in the game, so that gives us the ability to see what Cook County, Los Angeles County, who's spending considerably more than us, to see how well it works. But I would say to people that historically in this country, we've had a number of programs for those of us who have been fortunate enough to get to where we are, or where the government gave us a hand up. But people didn't perceive that as a handout. But there are all kinds of tax breaks. You should go back and look at the history of this country and see how certain groups of people were given an advantage because they were given free land. And other groups of people with that generational poverty help create the wealth that we have in this country today.
Is it fair to the people who don't get it that some people do get it?
I think it's fair to say that we are launching an all-out assault on trying to reduce generational poverty. And I, for one, would hate to use whatever talents, power, or resources I have in government and decide I'm not going to help anybody because I cannot help everybody. I think of King's dream, and, we still haven't gotten there, but there's always, I think, a belief that we have to try.
So this would begin in September, this guaranteed universal income program, and last 18 months. We will definitely have to check back and see how this goes. Thank you so much for taking the time with us today.
It's been a privilege and an honor. Thank you.